Have you ever wondered which anxiety symptom is the worst? Is it the physical symptoms, the dizziness, the nausea, the vertigo, the palpitations? Is it the intrusive thoughts? Oh my God, am I going crazy? Oh my God, what if I hurt someone? Oh my God, what if this is something else? Oh, what if the doctor missed something? Is it the feelings of unreality where you feel like this whole place is unreal? Is it the depersonalization where you feel like this out of body experience? Or is it the emotions that come with anxiety? Is it the numbness, the feelings of impending doom, the sadness that comes with it? Which symptom is the worst? Well, I have helped people around the world, and I will tell you in this video what is the number one worst symptom that anxiety sufferers face, and more importantly, I will show you how to get out of it. So let's get started. So what is the worst symptom? Depending on who you ask, they'll say different things. Now, look, I'm in a very unique position, right? Because we help people around the world. We also went through it ourselves, so we know what it's like. And the truth is, okay, here it is, the drum roll, okay? What's the most intense symptom? By far is the worst symptom for you. It's literally whatever is the worst symptom for you. Now, the truth is that people think that their symptom is the worst. As somebody who struggles with derealization, they think derealization is more intense than the physical symptoms or the intrusive thoughts. They say, look, I can deal with the intrusive thoughts, the physical symptoms, but I can't deal with the derealization. Now, you ask somebody else, okay, well, what's your worst symptom? And they say palpitations. They'll say, dude, like, what's wrong with, feeling a little bit unreal? It's not a big deal. Like, at least you're not like worried that there's something physically wrong with you that could kill you or something like that. At least there's not like some like physical defect in you where you're afraid that what happens if my heart just bursts. And now somebody who's dealing with an intrusive thought is probably looking at both people and saying, what are you guys complaining about? Like, have you guys ever tried to run away from a thought? Have you ever had a thought that's so scary there's no way to run from? There's no way you can escape your thought. There's no way you can get out. So the truth is that all of them are right. It's just that the symptom that's the scariest is the one that's scariest for you. And for that, anxiety is very personal. Now, here's the truth. Look, anxiety recovery, it's a formula. It really is. You have to just focus on a few steps, and it doesn't matter which symptom you have. The solution's the same. It really is. One of the first things I talk about in the mentorship when I'm guiding people step by step is putting everything under the anxiety umbrella. Whether you're feeling derealization, depersonalization, intrusive thoughts, feelings of unreality, not physical symptoms, intrusive thoughts. I say this a lot, you can tell. It's almost on autopilot. You'll notice that the first thing I'll say is put it all under the anxiety umbrella. Just put everything. Moving forward, you have one problem. Not two, not three, one. But what happens is that people who are going through this, they will often make multiple categories. They'll put all the symptoms that they'll throw under the anxiety umbrella and say, no, this is anxiety, but this one symptom is just too debilitating. Shaan, I can deal with all these symptoms, but this one symptom is so hard. And so the truth is that the symptoms are very personal. Even though the solution for recovery is the same, the mechanics of anxiety recovery are the same, the way anxiety manifests for people is different. And for that, bodies are different. And for that, everyone's going to be a little bit different. Me, for example, I struggled with terrible nausea. But someone else had choking sensations. Now, we have people in the mentorship. Now, if someone's going through a choking sensation, they feel a choking sensation, and some other person's struggling with nausea, even though they're struggling with two different symptoms, well, the problem is still the same. It's still anxiety. And then if you just focus on the anxiety, it goes away for both. So it's very important to understand that even though your symptom is very personal, that it's still under the same umbrella. And it's very important to recognize that take away this uniqueness that you have about your anxiety. Don't make it sound like you have the worst case scenario, even if it feels like it. I know what it feels like. Till this day, I still felt like I was the worst one, even though I've helped people around the world. And the people that I've helped thought they had it worse. Truth is, this is all subjective. At the end of the day, everyone still had anxiety. everyone, once they focused on the right steps, was able to fully recover. It wasn't like somebody's anxiety was just so bad or somebody's symptom was just so debilitating that they weren't able to recover. Everybody can recover. As long as you've gotten everything ruled out by your doctor and everything's good, you just throw everything under the anxiety umbrella. Now the key here is not separating your symptoms, responding to every symptom the exact same way. See, look at it this way. Imagine you have two people that have the flu. Okay, like the flu, like the common flu, yeah? Now, one person has night sweats and a fever, and the other person has, let's say, is shivering and has a headache and a fever. Why not? Now, they don't exactly have the same symptoms. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio, but they both still have the flu. So are they going to each focus on the symptoms? Are they going to be focusing on, well, this person has a fever and night sweats, and well, because he has a fever, he has a thermal regulation issue, and because he has a thermal regulation issue, he has to focus on, hey guys, how do you overcome a thermal regulation issue? Has anyone ever struggled with that before? Any tips? No, he's just going to focus on the flu. It's the same as the other person. He's not going to focus on, dizziness or whatever else he's experiencing. He's going to focus on, hey, let's just focus on the flu. Anxiety recovery is the same. And the main thing is about throwing everything under the anxiety umbrella. So I apologize if this video came off as a little callous. I understand the symptoms that you go through. I know how debilitating they are. Trust me, I know. And I know how strong and how intense they are and how it's so convincing that it's anything else but anxiety. But the truth is, it really is anxiety. And one of the things you have to focus on right now is that as long as you've gotten everything ruled out, because you're in this survival state right now, you're in this fight or flight response, you can't really trust how you feel right now. You really have to focus on how to respond and treating every symptom the same. And not thinking that just because you have a certain symptom that you're any worse or better than anybody else going through this. At the end of the day, anxiety recovery is a very personal experience. The principles are the same, but it's a very personal experience. That being said, once you focus on a few things, you fully get out of it. It's really interesting. I've even found patterns. Like, for example, if somebody falls into the cycle by, let's say, smoking weed. Now, when they smoke weed, they get a panic attack. Now, they associate automatically it's from smoking the weed. Now, what happens? Now, what's their biggest fear? Now, think about it. If you smoked and you got a panic attack, what's going to be your number one fear? Your number one fear is that you felt like you altered your brain chemicals. Yeah? That you messed up your brain chemicals and something happened and maybe the joint was laced with something. Now, what's going to be your biggest fear? It's going to be the DPDR. Naturally. It's going to be 100%. Now, the truth is that somebody else that, let's say, got a panic attack from whatever, or didn't even get a panic attack, had maybe an intrusive thought about something that may be true. Now, for them, it's the intrusive thoughts that are scary. So for everybody, it's a little bit different. So for everyone, it's more based on their narrative. Yeah, it's what story are they telling themselves? What are they focused on? The truth is that it doesn't really matter. A narrative is still a story. It's still made up. Recovery is about now. It's not about a story about the past. It's about focusing on a few steps and getting out. And you'll even see during the recovery journey is that the symptoms will change. That's not a bad sign. That's a good sign. But just because the symptoms change doesn't mean that you have a different problem. It just means the symptoms are manifesting differently because your nerves are desensitizing. And as it desensitizes, it manifests differently. So the focus is really focus on the anxiety. Don't be so focused on your uniqueness. So I hope this video helped. Yeah, if you really want to know more about overcoming this, going back to freedom, going back to living, I'll put a link down below to a book. It's a free book that I've written out. It's absolutely free. The link is down below. It really shows you step by step how to overcome it. Look, this is it. If you read this book, you honestly never have to see me again. You never have to watch another video. You never have to understand, what, next video is Shaan going to do. You don't have to subscribe to the channel if you don't want. If you understand the book, you can go back to living. That's it. And if you need a little bit of extra help, that's okay too. I have a mentorship where I'm guiding people step by step. If you need some extra hand holding, that's totally fine. Honestly, I wish I would have had that. Honestly, man, I would have recovered a lot faster. So that's okay. You have plenty of resources. Focus on recovery. Get out of this. Go back to living. What are some of the goals that you have? What are some of the dreams that you have? What do you want to do? What is inspiring to you? Even though you don't feel it like right now, even though if you may feel numb, or if you may feel a little sad, or you may feel a little exhausted, what would you ideally want to do? How would you like your life to be by design? Focus on that and go to freedom. Don't focus on this anxiety stuff. Anyways, I hope this video helped. I'll see you in the next video.